I'm Dan Dews.
And I'm Meredith Kelly,
the hosts of Little Listeners Lounge.
Be prepared to listen and learn about the magic of kids' podcasts.
We talk to hosts, creators, producers, and writers and peek behind the scenes of their work.
We've had some amazing guests. The Deputy Director of NASA.
Everybody pretending to run away from a T-Rex.
Is this what jellyfish are made out of?
I see Lincoln's underpants.
Join us to learn something new about some of your favorite podcasts.
Subscribe to Little Listeners Lounge wherever you get your podcasts. Hey guys! Coming up in this episode of By Kids for Kids Storytime, Morgaff Doomweaver attacks the creatures of Magimajura with his undead army.
The earth trembled and split. Graves and patches of dirt crumbled as skeletal warriors rose and clattered to life.
But Granny Gigglesnort rushes to seek help from a dangerous dragon.
Granny dodged the flames just in time.
Sizzlewing, follow me if you dare.
Granny taunted, zooming away on her broom.
But first, let's hear who the superstars are on this episode.
My name is Carolina. I like puppies and I like to do gymnastics. I'm 8 years old and I live in Miami, Florida.
My name is Gabriel. I'm from Vancouver and I like kitty cats and birthdays. And I'm 7 years old.
My name is Nicholas. I'm from DC. I'm 8 years old. And my favorite color is yellow. I like playing soccer and video games.
Hi, my name is Adeline. I am 7 years old. I'm from California. And I like playing with my sister and doing sports.
My name is Amra. I'm 5. I live in Washington, D.C. My favorite color is red, and my favorite animal is a dragon.
Well done, guys. What a thrilling performance. Just a word of warning. This is by no means a bedtime story. It's far too exciting for that. So maybe rather listen to this when you're wide awake.
Sizzlewing the Scorcher wakes up. In the magical land of Magimajura, under the shadow of the great Moon Shadow Mountains, the village was bustling with life. The creatures of Magimajura had gathered in the village square. Today was not a day for merriment, but for debate, as they found themselves tangled in a heated argument over the best way to celebrate the upcoming Festival of Stars. Fists were flying, teeth were biting, claws were scratching, and spells were chanted. It wasn't the most effective way to solve disagreements, but it had been this way for years, and there was an unspoken understanding that no serious injuries were permitted. Suddenly, the skies darkened ominously, casting a shadow over the village. Everyone stopped at once. Cold wind whipped through the square, sending shivers down every spine. From the edge of the village, a cloaked figure appeared in the gloom. It was Morgaff Doomweaver, the evil necromancer whose name alone caused the bravest of hearts to quiver.
Behold, it is I, Morgaff!
He boomed, his voice echoing around the village square.
I have come to claim this land and turn your joy into everlasting despair.
Morgaff laughed. It wasn't quite a deep and evil laugh, but more of a high-pitched manic laugh. Then, with a dramatic wave of his hands, he summoned his dark powers.
Brave-bound warriors of the night, awaken now! Rise and fight!
The earth trembled and split. Graves and patches of dirt crumbled as skeletal warriors rose and clattered to life. They were wearing rusty armor and dented helmets, and they wielded ancient swords and spears.
Destroy everything!
bellowed Morgaff, and the skeletal warriors began to lurch towards the villagers. Silvarus the elf, her vibrant hair a blazing shade of red, signaling her courage, shouted to her friends,
Stand together, everyone. We're stronger than his dark magic.
We must protect Magimajura!
roared Grumblegut the ogre, his voice booming like thunder. The villagers clashed with the skeletons in a fierce battle. Snotbeard the giant swung his mighty fists, shattering skeletons into bone dust. While Silvarus the elf used her magical hair to dazzle and confuse the undead, her locks shimmering in every color of the rainbow. Beside her, Troller the troll sneezed her slimy sneeze, causing several skeletons to slip and crash into each other, their bones scattering across the cobblestones.
Take that, you booty fiends!
Snickerfang the goblin yelled as he darted in and out of the fray, his illusions making skeletons fight among themselves. Stanky scampered through the crowd, tripping skeletons with cleverly placed ropes and marbles. But despite their valiant efforts, the skeletons were relentless. They were slow and weak, but they kept on coming, one after the next. Grumblegut received a nasty cut on his arm. Chucklenugget fought bravely, but he was knocked to the ground by a mob of warriors.
We need more power!
Panted Whistlethorpe the wizard as he dodged a skeletal sword.
Morgaff is too strong!
Silvarus, breathless from dodging a skeleton warrior, shouted,
There's only one who can turn the tide. We need Sizzlewing the Scorcher.
But Sizzlewing's wild!
Whistlethorpe argued, casting a spell to shield a group of pixies.
He might destroy the skeletons, but he could destroy us too!
Granny Gigglesnort, her eyes twinkling with a mix of fear and excitement, shouted,
It's worth the risk. I'll fetch Sizzlewing myself. The problem is, there's no space to take off with my broom. There are too many skeletons.
We can help with that.
said Silvarus.
Everyone, let's clear a path for Granny. We can't defeat the skeletons, but we can keep them away until she gets help.
Troller, Grumblegut, Snotbeard, Lexi, Stanky, Whistlethorpe, Gerta, Flarky, Jinx, Snickerfang, and all the other creatures fought bravely side by side and cleared a path through the chaos for Granny Gigglesnort. Mounting her broom, Flutterbrush, Granny soared into the sky. Her destination was the Moonshadow Mountains, where Sizzlewing the Scorcher lived. Sizzlewing was a dragon, a fearsome creature, with scales as red as fire and a temper to match. Her lair was deep within the heart of the mountains, a dark and gloomy place, just like her mood. Sizzlewing didn't like visitors one bit. She guarded her home fiercely, breathing hot flames at anyone who dared to come too close. Her sharp claws could tear through anything, and her fiery breath could turn rocks to ash. Fortunately, she spent most of her time sleeping, sometimes only for a few months, and sometimes for a few years. High in the Moonshadow Mountains, Granny found Sizzlewing sleeping in a circle of scorched earth. She slowly flew to the dragon's massive head. Hovering above its nose, Granny carefully reached into her pocket and took out a small sack of mysterious dust. It was sniffle dust, a type of magical sneezing powder. She opened the sack and poured it onto the dragon's nose. Sizzlewing's eyes shot open, At once, she let out a fiery sneeze. Granny dodged the flames just in time.
Sizzlewing, follow me if you dare.
Granny taunted, zooming away on her broom. The dragon roared and set off after her. It shot jet after jet of fire at her, but Granny was too quick. Back in the village, the battle raged on. As the witch and dragon approached, Granny zipped towards a group of skeletons and shouted,
Over here, you winged beast!
The enraged dragon let out its fiery breath towards Granny, but Granny dodged, and the skeletons behind her got burned to ash. The Magimajurans cheered.
Go, Granny!
Granny zipped through the air, leading the furious dragon through the hordes of skeleton warriors that all became dust before the dragon's breath. Morgaff Doomweaver, seeing his army defeated, vanished into the shadows.
I will be back!
Now, only Sizzlewing remained, turning its fiery gaze upon everybody else. But Granny wasn't done yet. She flew close, taunting the dragon, then led it on a wild chase back to the mountains. Near Sizzlewing's lair, she turned and faced the dragon and flew directly towards it. It opened its mouth, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. Just as Sizzlewing prepared to snap its jaws shut, Granny tossed a bottle of sleeping potion directly into its mouth. With a flick of her broom, she zipped away. The dragon swallowed, its eyes drooped, and with a yawn, it tumbled back into its lair for a long nap. When Granny returned, she landed amidst her friends, who rushed to congratulate her.
Thanks to Granny Gigglesnort, Magimajura is safe once more.
Silvarus exclaimed.
No, my friends, we did this together,
said Granny. The villagers cheered. Their homes and lives were saved. As for Morgaff, he was gone for now, lingering somewhere in the dark corners of Magimajura.
Okay, quiz time. Question 1. What were the villagers in Magimajura arguing about in the beginning? A. Who is the strongest creature? B. The best way to celebrate the Festival of Stars? C. How to defeat Morgaff Doomweaver? Or D. Who has the best magical powers? And the answer is B. The best way to celebrate the Festival of Stars. Question 2. Who appeared in the village and caused trouble with dark magic? A. Silvarus the Elf. B. Sizzlewing the Scorcher. C. Morgaff Doomweaver. Or D. Granny Gigglesnort. And the answer is C. Morgaff Doomweaver. Question 3. What did Granny Gigglesnort use to wake up Sizzlewing the Scorcher? A. A loud horn. B. Sniffle dust. C. A magic spell. Or D. A big drum. And the answer is B. Sniffle dust. Question 4. How did the villagers finally defeat the skeleton warriors? A. By using their own magic. B. By tricking them into leaving. C. By using Sizzlewing's fiery breath. Or D. By hiding until they went away. And the answer is C. By using Sizzlewing's fiery breath. Question 5. What happened to Morgaff Doomweaver at the end of the story? A. He became friends with the villagers. B. He was captured by the villagers. C. He vanished into the shadows. Or D. He was turned into a skeleton. And the answer is C. He vanished into the shadows. Hey guys, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and family. It is one of the best ways to support BKFK Storytime.